Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB, and I take great pleasure in informing each and every one of you that the curse of the Anoeta in the league is finally broken. We have tonight gone there, not only won, but in that second half completely turned the game on its head, performed an unbelievable second half performance. In the week against Celta, it was all about the first half, and in a game like this, it was all about the second. Once again, Ernesto Valverde making some very big decisions, turning the game around, switching a few things, and in the end, a colossal and history-breaking win. Barcelona 4, Real Sociedad 2, and in this match review we are going to be going over the unbelievable events that took place at the Anoeta tonight. The rain was pouring down, but in the end we got the job done. And honestly guys, apologies in advance if I do miss anything from this game, but this was an absolute whirlwind of a match because it started out exactly as deep down a lot of us expected it, because going into the game I was very confident, but like I said in my match preview video, always I'm confident. I always want to go into the game at the Anoeta year upon year upon year thinking, you know what, we're going to do it today, but it never seems to happen, and we had the exact same feel about it. Even before the game, they got somebody coming on the pitch, they're singing, and it just seems like an eerie place to go that's somehow going to just suck us in and stop us from winning. And in the 11th minute, that's exactly what happened. William Jose heads the ball into the ground, it ends up in the back of the net, past Ter Stegen, and on the 11th minute mark, we're 1-0 down, and already staring down the barrel of a defeat once again at the Anoeta, and it just seemed to fall apart. We seemed to go out there and just freeze, like the players themselves knew it wasn't going to happen, us fans starting to think, you know, it's not going to happen again, and we just seemed to fall deeper and deeper into that kind of mentality. And it even got worse. On the 34th minute, Wanmi makes a run into the box, he takes on a strike across the goal, Roberto gets back in there, it takes a deflection of him and goes past Ter Stegen. On the 35th minute mark, we're 2-0 down at the Anoeta, a place that we haven't won for over 10 years, and I also read a stat that we have not come behind at the Anoeta, particularly by 2 goals, since around 1930, so this was never ever on the cards, but somehow we turned this game around, and it was an absolutely incredible turnaround. The most important thing for us though was getting a goal back before halftime, because in that first half, even though Paulinho did get the goal, we got a goal back, it was a dreadful performance in that first half, right across the board. From the entire team, it wasn't working. What we were doing there, Sociedad were pinning us back, and to be credit to them, they were outstanding. Through Odriozola on that right hand side, they were pinning Jordi Alba back, they were getting crosses into the box, William Jose was dominating Sergio Roberto, Piqué wasn't able to get near him, and they were absolutely dominating us in the final third, and they were even getting a bit of the ball as well. But we got that goal back, Suarez with some really clever movement, he sort of shimmied, and then he got in behind, Alba plays it in behind, Suarez a nice little swivel, gets into the box, puts it on a plate for Paulinho, Paulinho doing what he does best, gets an easy tap, and he's in the right place at the right time. Really important goal to get us back in the game before half time. And you were thinking then, is Ernesto Valverde going to make some changes? He's got Iniesta on the bench, he's got Dembele. He didn't do either of those things. He stuck exactly the same team out in the second half, but there was a different sort of energy about us. What we started doing was making sure that Jordi Alba got in the game a bit more, because when you include Alba, when he can get in behind, when he can stretch the field and get in that left hand side, you bring Messi into the game as well. We've seen the combination between those two all season long, and that's exactly what started to happen. Jordi Alba getting in behind, getting into some dangerous areas, Messi was getting on the ball in a lot more dangerous positions, and we started to see things happening. And that's exactly where the second goal came from on that 50th minute mark. It came from Luis Suarez, of course, but the run started from Sergio Roberto down that right hand side. Roberto struggled defensively today, he really did. It was a difficult game for him. He had a lot of players trying to get into that area, get in behind him. It was a really tough task for him, but going forward, as always, he gave us that outlet, that energy. He was bursting into space, he was bursting into the opposition half, he puts it into Lionel Messi. Messi, as always, is aware of his surroundings, he slides it into Luis Suarez, and what an unbelievable finish this is from Luis Suarez. It does not get any better than that. And just watch, again, the way that he strikes this ball. It's coming to him, he doesn't take a touch, he doesn't get it out of his feet, all he does is line up his body, open it up, caress it. He doesn't smash it, he doesn't go for power, he puts finesse finesse on it, and it's an absolutely wonderful strike that goes into the top corner, and not for the first time in the game, Geronimo Rulli in the goal cannot do nothing about it. He doesn't even move. He watches that ball sail over his head into the back of the net, and Luis Suarez proving once again, this is the man you want leading your line. It doesn't matter about the bad form, we saw that at the start of the season, but you always felt Suarez in himself, with his personality, his drive, his ambition, he was never going to let that get the better of him. He forced himself back to fitness, he took a break from the international team, he's back now, and he's back at his very, very best. We've seen it against Celta Vigo, there was signs that he was really emerging again, there was some nice touches, he was involved for the first goal with Paulinho, and a stunning second goal, very much reminiscent. Now I don't believe fully in fate, but this is very, very interesting indeed. It was an absolute carbon copy of Samuel Eto'o's goal against Panathinaikos in the Champions League back in 2005. If you haven't seen that goal, go and have a look at it, because Suarez's goal on the night was exactly the same as that goal. And the funny thing is, the last time we won at the Anoeta in 2007, who was on the score sheet? Samuel Eto'o. And of course, once Luis Suarez gets one to his name, once the confidence is burning, once that fire is inside him, getting him going, he's always going to look for more, and that's exactly what happened. And for this goal, you've got to give massive credit, not only to Vermaelen, who gets onto it, who gets his head to the ball, and eventually gets the assist for Luis Suarez, but also to Lionel Messi. He plays a big part in this goal. He closes down Rulli, we're pressing from the top, we're making sure we're forcing Sociedad into mistakes. Rulli plays the ball out, it's not a good ball. Vermaelen gets there first, as well as Busquets. They're closing in on Xavi Prieto. Vermaelen gets his head at the ball. Suarez is onto it. And that's the beautiful thing about Suarez right now. He is so switched on. He is so lively in and around the box. And that's what we were missing at the start of the season. That little bit of sharpness. That little bit of energy. Right now, the fire and the spirit is certainly back in Luis Suarez. He was onto that ball like an absolute cannon. He gets on the end of it, opens up his body, and once again here, the very easy pass is just to slide this onto Messi and not take on the responsibility. Just Suarez is on fire. He's confident right now. He just takes this on. He looks at Geronimo Rulli and he says, you know what? I've beaten you. He looks over to the far post and he sticks it in the near post. Rulli goes completely the wrong way. Suarez, as we've seen him do this finish so many times before, puts it in the near post and we're away celebrating. We have the lead, and that was a colossal goal from Luis Suarez. A lot of people talk about the fact that he misses easy chances. A lot of the time when we're winning 4-0, 5-0, he'll miss open goals, he'll miss tap-ins, but when you need him to be clinical, this man delivers. If it's on the big occasion, if there's a lot riding on it, Luis Suarez will get you home and dry. He might miss a few tap-ins, he might miss the easy chances, but like we saw with the second goal, when the impossible arrives, this man can deliver it, and that's exactly what he did tonight. He was absolutely outstanding. And of course, what do you want when you're about to seal the win at the Anoeta to break an over 10-year-long curse in the league? Lionel Messi with a free kick. It must be 30 to 35 yards out from goal. He sees it up, he looks at the goal, it's pouring down with rain, everything is against us here, the pitch is a bit wet, and he thinks, what am I going to do here? I'm going to stick this exactly where Geronimo Rulli will never be able to reach it. He bends the ball over the wall, the whip on it, the pace on it is absolutely unbelievable, and you know what Rulli does? Once again, he just watches it. He's thinking, you know what, thank you very much, I'm beaten, because he's not getting anywhere near that ball from Messi. He puts it on a postage stamp. There's our win, there's his goal, 4-2 at the Anoeta. The curse is finally broken. We are very much on our way to winning the league title, 19 points ahead of Real Madrid, 9 points ahead of Atletico Madrid, and 11 points ahead of Valencia. We still remain the only team in the Europe's top 5 leagues that is unbeaten, and what an incredible way to do it. To go there, to perform like that, to change the direction of the game in the way that we did. Massive credit to Ernesto Valverde, massive credit to the mental strength of those players out there today, because it would have been very, very easy for them to crumble. At 2-0 down, at a place where we know it's so difficult to go and play, they could have crumbled, they could have put it in, they could have said, you know what, we can afford to lose a game. We're massively ahead in the league. We don't necessarily need to win this. We've lost this once again at the Anoeta. But they're born winners. They were never going to do that. They stuck their chests out. They said, you know what, we're going to turn this around. Paulinho gets the first. Suarez follows it up with a beauty. He gets another one then with an instinctive finish. And of course, the best of all time saves the very best till last. Messi with a free kick, sticks it past Rulli and says, thank you very much. We've got our 3 points and we're leaving here here now with our pride, with our passion, and with a sensational performance behind us here, which will definitely go down in the history at Barcelona for the year that we finally did it. This is a massive performance in terms of the 3 points, the way we did it, but most importantly, the psychological boost this can give us now, not only from this game, but going on for the rest of the season. We've got massive games coming up against Chelsea in the Champions League, and we're going into those months in February and March and April, in the biggest months of the year, in fantastic confidence. So far in 2018, we have been absolutely electric, and long may this continue. We're on fire, and nobody right now is putting us out. I will see you very, very soon indeed, guys. Please leave all your thoughts and all your comments down below. I will have a video coming up talking about performance in a bit more detail, talking about the players individually in my player ratings video. I will have that up for you as soon as I possibly can, guys. Thank you, as always, for your incredible support, and thank you to all of you who believed. Vesca! El Barça!
Barça! Barça! Barça!